Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spot Connection with the second part of my Marvel HeroClix Spider-Man Venom Absolute Carnage unboxing series. After part one, we've had so far two super rares, including Null, the God of the Symbiotes. We've also had a couple. In addition to Null, we also got Mysterio. So we got another two equipment characters. We got a lot of the Secret Identity characters. We got both Peter Parker and Miles Morales Spider-Mans. We got Venom. We got Black Cat. We got Mary Jane Watson, as well as two of her superpowered alter egos. We got Gwen Stacy. We got Flash Thompson and both of his superpowered alter egos, Agent Venom and Agent Anti-Venom. And we also got some characters other than Miles Morales from the Ultimate Universe. So let's see what our second unboxing video has in store for us. After I take a swig of the drink, because I'm thirsty. Yammering on for an hour and 20 minutes. Yeah, I know. Cokes are terrible for hydrating. Never said I had good ideas. I always have great ideas. Alright, so booster number one. Let's see what we get. Okay, alright. Got ourselves a few new figures. And we got a few dupes. Alright. Interesting. Two of the same card. And not accidentally replacing any of the others. Okay. So our two duplicates were Aaron Davis and Harry Osborne. So we'll set them over here to the side with the other duplicates. And again, it's interesting. We got two copies of our rare card. I mean, to be perfect, I would rather have, I'd rather have just an extra card than, than missing a card, but still, it's a little strange to me. That's all. All right, so we got Prowler. That's the Aaron Davis version, which I don't think we pulled already. We got Hammerhead, and we have Scorn. If I remember correctly, Scorn is the daughter of Carnage. I mean that much in the same way that Carnage is the son of Venom. All right, so we'll start off with the Prowler. This is the Aaron Davis version of the Prowler, so more villainous version. Now, lately, Marvel has been kind of working at making him also a bit more of an anti-hero. I think the best way to describe it is that he and his nephew are frenemies. But Miles is still well aware that his uncle is dangerous. So Prowler comes in at 40 points, has the Sinister Syndicate team ability as well as the Magia, Sinister Syndicate, and Martial Artist keywords, and improved movement towards elevated hindering terrain. Looking at his dial, his primary dial, he opens up with a special speed power, Casing the Job, Sidestep, Stealth. As a free action, if Prowler occupies hindering terrain, place him in hindering terrain within 4 squares in line of fire. Okay, so it's kind of similar to the old one of my favorite special powers, one of my favorite Batman figures in the game, Out of the Shadows Batman. If he occupied a square of hindering terrain, you could place him in another square of hindering terrain within range and line of fire. His range was 6. So yeah. But yeah, you basically, you're like, okay, well, we'll put him from, he's here, so, and because it was placement and not move, if say, an opposing character had, your opponent had moved some big bad beat stick right next to Batman, you'd be like, nope, I don't want that to happen, so we're to put him over here, and you have to move, then you have to come at me again. Or I'll just, move him here, and oh, look, now everyone can shoot at him. So yeah. Anyway, after that, after casing the job, he's got some regular stealth. On attack, we open up with a special power, Vibro Shock Gauntlets, giving him Quake. When Prowler uses it after resolutions, give a hit character an action token. Okay. But he's borrowing some Shocker tech. That then gives way to Blaze Claw's Fangs. On defense, he's got Indomitable. Opens up with some toughness, followed by some combat reflexes. On defense, or on damage, we've got Exploit Weakness, followed by Close Combat Expert. Then, if you bring in Prowler because of Aaron Davis being KO'd, we get 1 click of Casing the Job, then a couple clicks of Stealth, 1 click of Vibro Shock Gauntlets, and an end click of Blades. Full run of Toughness, and then 1 Exploit Weakness, and 1 Close Combat Expert. So, not too bad. Not too shabby. He does make for a good addition to Sinister Syndicate and Magia teams. God, I hope I pronounced that correctly. Next up, we've got Hammerhead. Hammerhead's another one. It's always fun to see. He like Tombstone. He is generally a mob boss or enforcer, and yes, it's very clear that two of them do share a sculpt here. But Hammerhead comes in at either 70 points or 30 points. Has the Sinister Syndicate team ability as well as the Enforcers, Magia, Sinister Syndicate, and Brute keywords. He also has improved movement, ignores and destroys blocking terrain. We got 2 traits. First off, yet another Sinister 6. Adjacent friendly characters with the Sinister Syndicate keyword, when they begin a move, they can use improved movement, ignores hindering terrain during that move. Then, straight to the top, head first. Charge. When Hammerhead uses it, modify damage +1. That's cool. Especially if you got some perplexers handy. That way you could, maybe perplex up his attack further. If you've got someone with a Sinister Syndicate team ability or who's copying it, have him run next to them and if possible copy their attack value. Yeah, have some fun with it. Looking at his dial, we've got a near full dial of sidestep. The only click he doesn't have is his last click. On speed, we open up with a special power. Let me introduce my friend Tommy. Hammerhead has a range of 5 and 2 targets. Not too bad there. On defense, we open up with invulnerability, which gives way to toughness. On damage, we open up with 3 clicks of leadership, which then gives way to 3 clicks of Close Combat Expert. Now, it should be noted if he starts at 30 points, he does not have access to either Invulnerability or, let me introduce my friend Tommy, special powers. But he does have access to everything else. So you get the fitting version of Hammerhead. Next, we've got... Oh, shit. I forgot to do... Scorn. Like I said, I'm pretty sure Scorn is basically the daughter of Carnage. But I could be mistaken. It's not a character I'm too familiar with, so, you know. Anyway, Scorn comes in at 85 points, has the Codex, Monster, and Robot keywords, as well as the Symbiote trait, same as Venom and Riot and Anti-Venom and Flash Thompson and Agent Venom and Venom Groot. I think that's everyone who's got so far who has a symbiote. Then we get Techno Hybrid. Free, roll a d6. On a 4, 5, or a 6, remove an action token from a friendly character with the robot keyword within 3 squares in line of fire. Okay. She'll be really good with the Penny Parker chase, that's for sure. Or Steampunk Penny chase. Then looking at her dial, we get some running shot, followed by some sidestep. Nothing on attack. Indomitable on defense, as well as initial deflection, followed by toughness. Then we get a special damage power, Techno Inhibitor, and Ammunition. Outwit, but may choose 2 powers if one of those is a standard defense power. Okay. So if you want to take out someone's... so you could, for example, turn off... if you went up against a character with the symbiote trait, you could outwit, say... if they have super senses printed on their dial, outwit super senses, and then you could also outwit the shape change granted by the symbiote trait. Then we get some late dial range combat expert. Some decent combat values in general, so yeah, not too shabby there. Not too shabby. And like I said, I'm almost positive that she's Carnage's daughter. Like, the symbiote that Scorn wears is the offspring of the Carnage symbiote, not that, you know, she's Cletus Cassidy's kid. Alright, 2 more left. We have a chase. We should have a super rare. Interesting if all 3 super rares, all the super rares were just bunched together near the end. Near this end of the brick. And actually, it does seem like they are, kind of, so... Okay. Ah, we got a super rare. Okay, alright. Spirit Spider. Okay, yeah. We got Spirit Spider, Molten Man, Toxin, another Bombshell, and Iron Fist. And it's the second the Bombshell is the same one we pulled earlier, not the mother. So she'll go over here with the rest of the duplicates. Now, yeah, I have pulled Toxin. In fact, I pulled him at the sealed event, but I actually even ran him in a building, used him in a building the team this past week. But yeah. that is one thing about the popularity of Miles and just the whole multiverse concept with Spider-Man. I'm really digging seeing all of the various multiversal versions of Spider-Man. In fact, all of the set's chases are multiversal versions of the Spider-Man family that WizKids actually got to create just for the set. Now, presumably, Marvel probably could say, hey, we want to use all of those, actually. So, I'm sure that was probably part of the agreement they made. Well, we'll kick things off with Iron Fist. And yeah, it's the same sculpt as Steel Serpent. Iron Fist comes in at 60 points, has the Spider-Man ally team ability as well as the Defenders, Heroes for Hire, Unlun, Marvel Knights, Martial Artists, Mystical Keywords, and Improved Movement ignores characters. He also has a trait, I am the Iron Fist. At the end of your turn, if Iron Fist didn't move or make an attack this turn, give him a Chi token. Free. Remove any number of Chi tokens to make that many close attacks against different targets, maximum damage value 3. Okay, so yeah, Steel Serpent actually has a similar trait, though the way he gains Chi tokens are different. Looking at his dial, we get some sidestep, followed by some charge, followed by some mind control. Okay. We get some precision strike early on, followed by some late dial poison. Defensively speaking, we open up with some super senses, and we get a nice chunk of combat reflexes, followed by a click of regeneration at the end. Then on damage, we open with a couple clicks of Empower, then a couple clicks of Exploit Weakness, followed by a couple clicks of Close Combat Expert. Okay, alright. Not too shabby for 60 points. Not too shabby at all. Next up, we've got Toxin. Toxin, I think, is another spawn of the Carnage symbiote, or maybe a spawn of the Venom symbiote. It's a spawn of one of the two. But he comes in at 50 points. He's got the PD team ability. When an adjacent friendly character makes a range attack, modify the target's defense -1 if the target is within line of fire of this character. I think that is the same as Hydra. Adjacent friendly character makes a range attack, modify... Yeah, okay. Yeah, PD and Hydra are the same team ability. Interesting. Okay. I thought PD and S.H.I.E.L.D. were actually similar, but I guess not. Anyway, Toxin comes in at 50 points as the PD team ability as well as the Codex, Sinister Syndicate, Monster, Police, and Reporter keywords. Now, this is something that's kind of annoying. Apparently, his initial secret identity was actually named and known, and WizKid said, no, it's unknown. But either that or Eddie Brock, and in fact, Eddie Brock can turn. So Eddie Brock can swap into Toxin or Venom. Anyway, Toxin has the symbiote trait, just like Venom, Venom Groot, Agent Anti-Venom, Agent Venom, Riot. You get the idea. Looking at his dial, we open up with a couple. He is a secret identity character, so Venom. So yeah, but we open up with special speed power, hunting those who deserve it. Leap climb. When Toxin uses it after resolutions, he may make a close attack. Then we get some regular leap climb. A nice chunk of Blade's Claw's fangs. A few clicks of combat reflexes, followed by a few clicks of super senses. Some late dial exploit weakness as well. Then looking at the secret identity dial, we get hunting those who deserve it for a couple clicks, then a click of regular leap climb, some blades, a click of combat reflexes, followed by a couple clicks of super senses, and we get second and third click of exploit weakness. Not too bad, not too bad. All right. Next up, we've got Molten Man. I pulled Molten Man and used him in the sealed event for the set. He can be all right, but yeah, like I said, he can be alright. Comes in at 75 points, has these Sinister Syndicate Spider-Man family keywords, as well as a trait Molten Projectiles. Once per turn, when Molten Man makes a range attack, after resolutions, you may generate a blocking terrain marker adjacent to a target. At the beginning of your next turn, replace that blocking terrain marker with a hindering terrain marker that remains indefinitely. Okay, alright. Looking at his dial, we have a full dial of plasticity. Then we get a special attack power, Molten Skin. Poison, super strength. When Molten Man uses poison, he deals penetrating damage and may treat characters adjacent to his blocking terrain markers as if they were adjacent to him. Then he has regular poison. Defensively speaking, he opens up with a special power, Liquid Metal Alloy from a Radioactive Meteorite. Molten Man takes a maximum of 1 damage from attacks and can't be chosen for Mastermind, Protected Outwit, and Pulse Wave. Okay. So you gotta go through it the hard way. Then we get some Toughness, which is not protected. Damage-wise, we alternate on the first 4 clicks between Outwit and Perplex. He's not bad. He requires finesse and to not be the biggest target. That's he kind of was the big target on the team when I ran him. Finally, we've got our super rare Spirit Spider. Clearly, this is a combination between Ghost Rider and Spider-Man. That Spirit Spider comes in at 90 points, has the Mystics and Spider-Man ally team abilities. For those unaware, Mystics. Each time this character takes damage from an opposing character's attack after resolutions, deal the attacker 1 penetrating damage. Uncopyable. That last part sucks because, well, it used to be copyable as hell. But yeah, anyway. So then we got the Spider-Man family and mystical keywords, as well as improved movement ignores elevated hindering terrain, and improved targeting may make range attacks out of adjacency, including to target adjacent opposing characters. Next up, we have 2 traits. The Spirit of Peer lives. When another friendly character with the Spider-Man family keyword is KO'd by an opponent's attack, choose a standard power on that character's card and note it. This game, Spirit Spider can use the noted power. Now, I don't think you can use that. I know that the Secret Identity, at least some of the Secret Identity trait, there are elements of the Secret Identity traits and some of the related characters that this kind of works with. There has been some talk about this, but generally speaking, I would say if they don't have a secret identity, then you're definitely in the clear with it. But yeah, I'd check to be sure. Next up, we have Spirit Senses, Super Senses. When Spirit Spider uses it and succeeds after resolutions, deal the attacking character 1 penetrating damage. Ooh. Looking at his dial, we open up some Running Shot, followed by a few clicks of Charge, followed by a couple clicks of Flurry. On attack, we open up the special power Penance Webs. Penetrating Psychic Blast. Incapacitate as free. When Spirit Spider uses Incapacitate, after resolutions, deal 1 penetrating damage to each hit character that had attacked a friendly character since your last turn. Okay. So basically you have to hit someone. Alright. Hit character, yeah. That then gives way to a couple clicks of Steel Energy. Then on defense, we've got Indomitable. Then open up with Invulnerability. Then Toughness, back to Invul, and then some late dial regeneration. On damage, all we've got is some about early to mid dial exploit weakness. So not too shabby. I don't know. Not exactly high on my wasn't exactly high on my want list, and it looks cool. That's kind of the main thing. So yeah, maybe one of these days I'll use them though. We'll see. All right, so that's gonna kill the first bullet. Let's see if we get a chase or not. I think we get a chase in every brick in this set, but I could be mistaken. I don't think I've heard a definitive yay or nay on that one. Guess we'll find out though. Either way though, I mean, we got three super rares out of the first brick. Plus we got one more rare than I figured we would with the super rares. So yeah, let's and no chase. Okay. Alright. Kinda lame, but oh well. But we did get quite a few new figures. We got 4 new figures though, so yeah, okay. I'll live without the chase, without a chase being among them. Alright, so Spot. Shiva, Bombshell, Carnage minion. We got another Iron Fist, so he's gonna go with the rest of the duplicates. Then we got Venom. We got the other Bombshell. It's funny, you've got the DC Bombshells, and then you have Marvel's Bombshells as well, which are wholly different. We got a Carnage minion, generic. Not entirely digging the idea that we only got one of those out of a brick. And finally, Spot. One of the most ridiculous yet actually at least interestingly designed villains for Spider-Man. We'll start off with the Carnage minion. So in Absolute Carnage, Carnage basically made symbiote drones and sent them out and put them on people, and yeah, it was kind of a. He actually did that to some named characters too. He did that to Miles Morales, for example. But yeah, it basically gave him cannon fodder to have to fight Venom and Spider-Man and so forth. Carnage minion comes in at 30 points, has the Codex Maximum Carnage monster keywords, as well as the Maximum Carnage trait, just like Goblin and Shriek, and the Symbiote Codex Hunter, just like the Prime Venom and all the other primes in the set, to be honest. To reiterate the Codex Hunter trait, we got plasticity and shape change, like the Symbiote trait. When the minion KOs an opposing character after resolutions, heal 1 click. If the KO'd character has the Codex keyword, heal 3 instead. Looking at the dial, we get 3 clicks of the special speed power 4-armed killing machine, granting flurry and sidestep. We get a full run of precision strike, a full run of combat reflexes, and a full run of battle fury. Okay, all right. Honestly, if I remember correctly, the super rare Carnage can potentially make more of these guys, so that's pretty neat. Alright, so next up we've got Bombshell. This is Lori Baumgartner, mother of Lana. It is Lana, right? Yeah. So Lori comes in at 60 points, has the Sinister Syndicate team ability as well as the Sinister Syndicate keyword. We got 2 traits. First off, mother-daughter duo. It does the same thing that the one for her daughter does. Force Blast, and if within 3 squares of her daughter, she can use Pulse Wave and has Protective Pulse Wave. So, yeah. Then we have yet another Sinister 6. Adjacent friendly characters with the Sinister Syndicate team keyword modify range +2. Okay, that's insanely useful because you do have a lot. You do have quite a few range characters within the Sinister Syndicate. I mean, hell, Hobgoblin. He's got range. He's got 6 range. You get him adjacent to Bombshell here. That becomes an 8 range. And that 8 range is nothing to sneeze at anymore. Yeah, you got Electro who's got range. That's all the goblins have range. Mysterio, who's got a 5. Hell, you up Mysterio to a 7. That means he's got a 7 range for Outwit and Prob. Prowler, I mean, 4 to a 6. Still, I mean, you got options. So yeah, looking at her dial, we open up with a few clicks of special speed power riding shockwaves. It's the same as the special power her daughter has. We get a couple clicks of sidestep, then we get some energy explosion on attack, followed by a couple clicks of precision strike. Some willpower, followed by a couple clicks of energy shield deflection. On damage, we open up perplex, which gives way to ranged combat expert. Alright, okay. And it looks like for most of her dial, she's probably going to be taking advantage of the Sinister Syndicate team ability as opposed to using it. Or as opposed to dishing out the shared attack. Next up, we've got She-Venom. Now, She-Venom is of course one of the alter egos for Mary Jane. Also, however, She-Venom, if you've seen the Venom movie, then that whole thing where Anne, Eddie's ex-girlfriend, when she becomes Venom, or when the symbiote takes her over, there was a comic where that happened. And so, yeah, she was briefly Venom herself, and it kind of messed with her head, and she couldn't handle the aftermath of that. Just leave it at that. But later on, I don't know how Mary Jane came to be in possession of the symbiote, but yeah. Anyway, so She-Venom comes in at 60 points, has the Codex and monster keywords as well as improved movement, ignores hindering terrain. We got 2 traits. We got the symbiote trait, of course, and along came a spider. When She-Venom hits, after resolutions, a hit character gains immobile until your next turn. That's always nice. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's cool to be like, oh yeah, have an action token, nah. Now you can't be given a constant action. With immobile, though, it's like, oh, well, you've still got sidestep. Ah, crap. No. Immobile. Can't be moved, can't be placed. Yeah, they're stuck there. You want to make sure someone is stuck there so you can keep on pounding on them a couple turns later. Find a way to give them immobile. Looking at her dial, now we'll start off with the primary dial. We get some running shot, followed by some sidestep. Precision strike, followed by incapacitate, followed by some late dial blades, claws, fangs. Defensively speaking, we open up with toughness, which gives way to combat reflexes. We get some and then on damage we have some mid-dial perplex. Okay, all right. And for 60 points, not too shabby. Now, if you bring in She-Venom via Mary Jane, she comes in with a click of running shot, then some sidestep. We get some incapacitate and some super senses. And that's really it. All right. Jesus. How much digging do I have to do? Jesus H. And next up we've got Spot. So Spot's whole shtick is that those spots on his suit he can be moved through. You know, kind of like that old Looney Tunes gag. You know, you pick up the black hole, you throw it on something, and stick your hand through, and it comes out like it comes out at a different angle or something. But yeah, Like, you know, stick it on a wall, reach through, and then scratch your back. That was not good. But yeah. So that's Spot, and I actually really kind of like the way he looks, so yeah. Yeah. Alright, Spot comes in at 50 points as the Sinister Syndicate team ability, as well as the Hydra, Modox 11, Magia, Sinister Syndicate, and Scientist keywords. And we got 3 traits. Yet another Sinister Syndicate. Adjacent friendly characters with the Sinister Syndicate keyword, when given a move action, may replace their speed value with 10. That's replace. So you could start people next to him, and then their speed could be perplexed up by to 3. So then so then they would replace the printed value with 10, replace, then modify. So you could potentially give someone 13 speed. Or, you know, maybe, oh, running shot. Okay, so now they have a 10 move, so 5. With some modifying through perplex. Oh, 8 to running shot or charge. Next up, here, there, and everywhere. Phasing teleport. Phasing teleport is free, but halves speed. Okay. Finally, Death of 1,000 spots? Flurry. When Spot makes a close attack, he may target an opposing character within 4 squares, regardless of adjacency. When an opposing character targets Spot with a close attack and misses, after resolutions, deal that character 1 damage. Okay. You just dial. On speed, we go back and forth between Stealth and Force Blast. Nothing on attack. Got Indomitable on defense. A full run of Super Senses on. Then on damage, we go back and forth between Outwit and Shape Change. And he's definitely more of a support piece, but I can definitely see some potential use combat-wise for him. Though he would definitely not be a primary attacker, in my eyes. Okay. So, we're halfway through this video. We made it through the first brick. Let's crack open the second one, shall we? Wonder how well our luck from the first brick will hold with this one. Definitely know which primes I want more than anything out of this. Alright. Start from the back right, as always. Worked out pretty well with the last brick, right? Let's see how well our luck holds. Sure, sometimes this glue is really hard to pull apart. Alright, so... and it's a booster full of duplicates. I mean, it was going to happen eventually. But we got Marbella, we got Venom, we got the common Bombshell, we got Miles, we got Molten Man. On the plus side, that means I'm going to have some extra Miles Morales to distribute amongst the various teams he is a part of. So, you know, same with Bombshell for that matter. Molten Man I'd be a little more enthused about if he had either of his of the team abilities match up with his keywords. But yeah. Venom, I'm kind of kicking myself for picking up that extra one at the sealed event. Because I get the feeling I'm going to be swimming in these suckers. Okay. Oh, yeah. It is interesting to see the Ultimate's team ability and keyword back. Part of me would actually really love to see a return, see the Ultimate's line get revisited in HeroClix, because, I mean, yeah, we got Ultimate Thor a few years ago in Battle World, but he didn't have the Ultimate's team ability or keyword. And, yeah. Alright, so... Oh! And there we go with it. Well, we got two new figures there. Well, sort of. Two new ones to look at. One that I think is definitively new. Because technically speaking, I already have Red Goblin, but I didn't pull him from yet today, from this unboxing. So we will go over it. Oi. We got Tombstone, Mary Jane, and Black Widow. Oh yes, I did mention who this Black Widow is. She's actually the Ultimate's version of Spider-Woman, Jessica Drew, who is in fact a clone of Peter Parker with the Y chromosome changed to X. I think that's how. I think that would be how, like, how one would actually. But basically, a female clone of Peter Parker. Sorry, just remembering an old Filk song set to where the buffalo roam. Clone of my own, with the Y chromosome changed to X. Oh, give me a clone of my own, but it would be of the opposite sex. Funny thing. After she was introduced during the Ultimate version of the Clone Saga, the Human Torch moved in with Spider-Man and his Aunt May. And he met Jessica. He met Ultimate Jessica Drew, the Jessica Drew being the name that that she had taken on. And Johnny Storm, of course, fell for her head over heels. And he wanted Peter to help him win her heart, and Peter's like, dude, that's literally a clone of me. And I don't remember if how Johnny reacted to that now. I can see him kind of saying, dude, come on. Why you gonna lie like that? There's no way she's a clone of you. Anyway, so yeah. First off, let's take a look at Norman Osborn. Not, it's Norman. Plain and simple. Norman Osborn comes in at 40 points as the Sinister Syndicate team ability, as well as the Cabal, Codex, Dark Avengers, Hammer, Power Elite, Sinister Syndicate, Thunderbolts, Politician, and Ruler keywords. We got Secret Identity, Green Goblin, Iron Patriot, Red Goblin. And then another trait, I'm the one in charge. Opposing characters within 4 squares can't use Mastermind. That can be very useful. Looking at his dial, we've got a couple clicks of stealth, followed by a couple clicks of mind control. He's got autonomous on attack, like every other Secret Identity character does. Mastermind, followed by super senses on defense. On damage, we open up the special power, Leader of Hammer, giving him leadership and outwit, which then gives way to Perplex. Okay, alright. And should Norman not be KO'd, you may instead replace him with the Red Goblin on his Secret Identity dial, where Red Goblin has charge, super strength, toughness, and a couple clicks at the end of Battle Fury. Now looking at the rest of Red Goblin, it comes in at either 110 or 50 points, has the Sinister Syndicate team ability as well as the Codex, Maximum Carnage, Sinister Syndicate, and monster keywords. We get 2 traits. First off, Carnage Symbiote and Pumpkin Bombs. Red Goblin may start the game with either these Pumpkin Bombs or Carnage Symbiote equipped to him at no cost. If he is 110 points, he can equip both and may start with both equipped. Next up, that's Norman Osborn and the Carnage Symbiote. Steel Energy. Opposing characters of the Spider-Man family keyword decrease their D6 roll for super senses by -1. Okay. Looking at the regular dial, we've got a large chunk of charge, followed by a few clicks of flurry on speed. Then we get some Blades, Claws, Fangs, followed by poison on attack. Defense, we got Indomitable, and we start off with Symbiote Armor, which grants invulnerability, and Red Goblin may reduce penetrating damage. That can be very useful, but it is vulnerable to outwit. Then on damage, we open up the special power, Everyone you ever loved, Parker, they're all dead. Exploit weakness. When Red Goblin KOs an opposing character, after resolutions, opposing characters that share a keyword with the KO'd character modify combat waves by -1 until your next turn. That then gives way to a final click of regular exploit weakness. And I just realized that we actually did not take a look at the figure, so there's the Red Goblin in all his goblin-y glory. It's actually a really cool looking figure, I'm not even gonna lie. And I do dig the design and the concept even. All right, so last booster for this video, for video number 2. Let's see. Yeah, we've pulled 2 super rares so far. So, I mean, you know, maybe we'll get a chase, maybe we'll get a prime. Maybe we'll get another super rare. We'll see, won't we? We shall see here in a moment. Oh, we got ourselves a chase. And in fact, it's the only new figure in the booster, so that's the one we'll be looking at. And I briefly had to go up against this chase before. So, yeah, it's kind of a... And it can potentially be a pain. Alright. We got Agent Anti-Venom as well. We got another Flash Thompson. Another Mary Jane. And another Common Deathlock. Oh, wait. Weird. Oh. There we go. Okay. Never mind. Not so weird. Alright, so... And to reiterate, yes, Mary Jane is the most annoying figure in this entire friggin' set. She's constantly making those damn paparazzis that get in the Goram way. And that's like the entire point of them, is to get in the way and just tie you up and just, yeah, you can't do anything. Anyway, our chase, Spider Hammerhead. He is unique. In fact, I think, if I remember correctly, I think all of the chases were unique. Comes in at 60 points, has the Spider-Man ally team ability, so he's a wild card. Looking at his dial, we open up, or keyword-wise, we got Spider-Man family, animal, martial artist past, and warrior keywords. Improved movement, ignores elevated hindering terrain. We get 3 traits. My kind of allies. This is just like Marvella's trait about celebrities. When establishing theme teams, characters on your starting force with the martial artist keyword gain the Spider-Man family keyword. And there are so many great figures with the martial artist keyword that aren't Spider-Man family characters. Like, there's a certain vigilante from the Distinguished Competition. A certain Bat-themed vigilante, and in fact many of his allies that have the martial artist keyword and bring a team ability of their own that for Spider-Man, the Spider-Man family to copy that they can't get from a Marvel source. Next up, it's Cronin hunting season. Blaze Claw's Fangs. At the beginning of the game, choose an opposing character or team ability. As a free action, make a close attack, but only to target the chosen character or a character using the chosen team ability. Okay, that's actually very useful. I like that. Then we get Colin Help from the Spider-Verse. When he hits an opposing character, if no character has been in place this turn, roll a d6. On a 3 through 6, place another friendly character with the Spider-Man friendly keyword adjacent. Looking at the dial, we get a goodly sized chunk of charge. And yeah, that is some insane charge. 12, 11, 10. Yeah. A couple of clicks of sidestep. We get a full run of Precision Strike, Indomitability, or Indomitable, followed by a nice chunk of the special power, Bashipu Honor. Combat Reflexes. If Spider Hammer Eye is adjacent to exactly one opposing character and neither is adjacent to any other characters, other characters can't be moved or placed adjacent to either of them and can't target either of them. Okay. That is actually really nice. However, it can be outwitted. Next up, we've got Super Senses on damage you open from leadership, followed by some exploit weakness, followed by some shape change. Okay, not too shabby at all. And that's going to do it for the second video in the series. Got a couple of super rares and a chase. We still got 7 boosters to go on this brick, so there's, I would say, at least 2 more super rares, and probably also a prime hiding in those 7 boosters. Maybe even 3 super rares, though I would highly doubt it. Anyway, so yeah, that's it for now. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off, saying live long and rock hard.